Okay, I'd like to call the meeting of the town board to order and ask all those in attendance to rise and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Councilwoman Barnum.
Present.
Councilwoman Hush-LaRae.
Present.
Councilman Perticone.
Here.
Councilman Seeley.
Present, Madam Clerk.
Supervisor Bello.
Here.
And attorney for the town.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara, and thank you all for being here tonight. We have a number of really great things to do tonight, but the very first thing on our agenda is one of my favorite things to do as a town supervisor, and that is we are going to do some swearing-ins of a police officer, a sergeant, an investigator, and we serve. I think we in Arundecoit are served. I've said this 100 times by nothing short of the very best in Monroe County and across the state. We have the best police force, I think, and we're very well represented and kept safe by these hardworking men and women, many of whom are joining us here today to participate and see these ceremonies tonight. So I want to welcome you all here tonight. Thank you for what you do, and congratulate you for keeping us safe. So that warrants a... And so we'll get right to that. I'm actually going to have there's 3 swearing-ins that we're going to do. I'm going to ask the town board to join me down here on the floor. I'm going to ask the police chief, Richard Tantillo, to come forward, and he's going to talk about each of the officers that we're recognizing here tonight. So if you all want to join me down.
Good evening. If I could have Officer Richard Luby and his family come forward, please. Just by way of introduction, Officer Luby was hired as a police officer and just completed his training in July of 2015. He was trained at the Monroe County Public Safety Training Facility with approximately 15 other police officers. He was a top candidate in his class in the area of physical fitness. He's an Arundecoit High School graduate, a graduate of Canisius College, and will be assigned to the 1st Platoon, which works from 9:45 p.m. until 5:45 a.m. Mr. Supervisor?
Who's going to do the honors of holding the Bible? Is that you? Okay. Place your left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Richard Luby,
I, Richard Luby,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will defend the Constitution
that I will defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the state of New York.
and the state of New York.
I will enforce all of the laws
I will enforce all the laws
of the state of New York
of the state of New York
and the town of Arundecoit.
and the town of Arundecoit.
I will fulfill the duties
I will fulfill the duties
of the rank of police officer
of the rank of police officer
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I will obey all orders,
I will obey all orders,
rules, and regulations
rules, and regulations
of the Arundecoit Police Department.
of the Arundecoit Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I will serve,
I will serve,
protect, and guide
protect, and guide
the citizens of the town of Arundecoit.
the citizens of the town of Arundecoit.
Congratulations.
I'd like to thank the town board, Chief Tantillo, Captain Ryan, my FTOs, Officer Hughes, Sergeant Franco, Officer Lape, and Officer Jagoda. I'd like to thank the rest of IPD for helping me along the way. I'd like to thank my family, my girlfriend Caitlin, and my friends for all the support they gave me. Thank you.
If I could have Investigator Wigton come forward with his family.
You're official now.
Investigator Wigton has been a police officer since 2008. He has served with the Syracuse Police Department as well as the Irondequoit Police Department. He's a certified field training officer and a member of the emergency response team, and he is experienced in executing search warrants and preparing subpoenas. He's a graduate of the State University of New York at Buffalo with a degree in sociology. He is a highly decorated police officer with the Irondequoit Police Department. He's received a commendation award for a homicide that occurred in December of 2014, as well as being recognized as the Irondequoit Police Officer of the Year in 2014 and Officer of the Month in June of 2014. So it's my privilege to have Mr. Supervisor Bello swear in Investigator Wigton.
Would you like to hold the Bible? There you go. I know, right? It's gonna be we can have someone fill in. Okay, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Andrew Wigton,
I, Andrew Wigton,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will defend the Constitution
that I will defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the state of New York.
and the state of New York.
I will enforce all of the laws
I will enforce all of the laws
of the state of New
of
York
the state of New York
and the town of
and the
Irondequoit.
town of Irondequoit.
I will fulfill the duties
I will fulfill the duties
of the rank of investigator
of the rank of investigator
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I will obey all orders,
I will obey all orders,
rules, and regulations
rules, and regulations
of the Irondequoit Police Department.
of the Irondequoit Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I will serve,
I will serve,
protect, and guide
protect, and guide
the citizens of the town of Irondequoit.
the citizens of the town of Irondequoit.
Congratulations.
I would just like to thank a couple people here. I'd like to thank the town supervisor and his staff, Chief Tantillo, Captain Ryan, Sergeant Bean, Lieutenant DiGiovanni, Sergeant Reed, Investigator Defani, my fellow officers of the 3rd Platoon, and my family. I'm truly honored and humbled. It's a dream come true. Thank you very much.
And now if I could have Sergeant Jessica Franco and her family come forward, please. Sergeant Franco has been a police officer for 10 years. She also has been a field training officer and has served with the Greater Rochester Narcotics Enforcement Team as a narcotics officer. She has been recognized by the New York State Mothers Against Drunk Driving for her efforts in impaired driving enforcement. She's been awarded the Excellence Police Service Award on 3 occasions. She has been Officer of the Month on 3 occasions and has received multiple Monroe County Stop DWI awards for her efforts. She has an associate's degree from Monroe Community College and does an exceptional job for us here at the Irondequoit Police Department. Mr. Supervisor?
Would you like to do the honors? Okay. Repeat after me. I, Jessica Franco,
I, Jessica Franco,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will defend the Constitution
that I will defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of New York.
and the state of New York.
I will enforce all of the laws
I will enforce all of the laws
of the state of New York
of the state of New York
and the town of Irondequoit.
and the town of Irondequoit.
I will fulfill the duties
I will fulfill the duties
of the rank of sergeant
of the rank of sergeant
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I will obey all orders,
I will obey all orders,
rules, and regulations
rules, and regulations
of the Irondequoit Police Department.
of the Irondequoit Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I will serve,
I will serve,
protect, and guide
protect, and guide
the citizens of the town of Irondequoit.
the citizens of the town of Irondequoit.
Congratulations.
I've prepared a brief speech. Brief. Thank you all for coming tonight and joining me here. After graduating high school, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. It wasn't until I got hired at the Dunkin' Donuts when I realized I wanted to be a police officer. And that's a true story. In the field of law enforcement, I have learned many things. First and foremost, you never know who you're talking to. So here I am, a part-time deputy working at the airport, fresh out of the academy with great aspirations of becoming a full-time police officer. It's the end of my shift. I'm standing on the roadway near the entrance to the airport, ticket book in hand, when I see a violation occurring in my presence, an unattended motor vehicle. I immediately spring into action, and as I'm about to write a ticket, the owner of the car approached me. He's an older gentleman who appeared confused, like he was looking for someone. I reprimanded him for leaving his vehicle unattended, and after doing so, he looked at me and asked if I knew Officer Jessica Franco. Now I'm the one confused. I told him I was Officer Franco, and he replies by telling me he's the chief of police for the city of Canandaigua and received my resume and was going to be calling me for an interview. At that time, beads of sweat began to roll down my forehead, and I looked at him and said, "Sir, you can park wherever you'd like." I guess first impressions meant a lot to the chief because, believe it or not, he hired me as a full-time police officer with the city of Canandaigua. To my mom and dad, Valerie and Richard Franco, my sister Nikki, my twin brother Richard, my uncle Sam, town supervisor Adam Bello, distinguished members of the town board, distinguished guests, including our 16th district legislator, Dr. Joe Carbone, Chief Tantillo, Captain Ryan, lieutenants, sergeants, investigators, fellow coworkers, friends, and citizens of Irondequoit. I'm extremely proud and honored to be standing here this evening as an Irondequoit police sergeant. The Irondequoit Police Department has treated me fairly and has provided me with many opportunities throughout my career. I've learned through this administration it's not about gender which determines success. It's about integrity, hard work, and dedication to the profession, which has helped me get to where I am today. I have set high standards and goals in my personal and professional life, which I strive hard to achieve. To my fellow coworkers, I want to thank you for your support and trust I received through this process. The members of the Irondequoit Police Department I consider my second family. We form a bond and friendships which last a lifetime. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for all your help and support. You taught me personal responsibility, the meaning of hard work, and the importance of setting goals and never giving up on my dreams. I want to thank Chief Tantillo and Captain Ryan for believing in me enough to submit my name to the town board for the position of sergeant. You are the leaders of our department that take the time to recognize the efforts of all the men and women who work hard and are dedicated to serving the citizens of Irondequoit. Chief, I truly appreciated the recommendation speech you made to the town board on my behalf. It meant a lot to me. I know it was a difficult decision to make as there were other worthy candidates for this position. I would like to thank Supervisor Bello and the distinguished members of the town board for accepting the recommendation. Furthermore, I would like to thank the citizens of the town of Irondequoit. Police work is about the citizens we are sworn to protect. It's about serving our community with integrity and professionalism. I can promise you I will fulfill my duties and responsibilities as sergeant of this department and will continue to represent the citizens of Irondequoit with the utmost respect and dignity. So as I reflect back, working at the Dunkin' Donuts, being a rookie at the airport, screaming at the police chief of Canandaigua to move his car while waving my ticket book around, and now standing here before you as a sergeant for the town of Irondequoit, I want to again thank you for this great honor, and I promise I will not let you down. Thank you.
Very well done. Hopefully someday I won't be that confused police chief.
I need Andrew Wigton too. I need Andrew. He didn't sign. Congratulations. She's a good writer. Let's just sign it. Yes.
Thank you. And can I just ask for another round of applause for these great public servants? So I Can't say it enough. We have nothing but the best and the brightest, and I'm incredibly thrilled and delighted that we were able to do that tonight. So congratulations to all of you. Okay, our next order of business is, if you recall earlier this year, the town board, a new code was put in place by the town board for our commercial, which established a commercial and industrial incentive board, which essentially put in place an accelerated, put in place a phase-in of the additional tax, property tax burden that comes from making an improvement onto a commercial property. We already have a program in place for residential properties for this purpose, and what this program did was extended that to commercial properties in order to incentivize development and redevelopment in some of our commercial corridors around town. And to do so in a way that doesn't jeopardize our current tax base, but instead encourages future growth in some areas that I think were identified, especially in our comprehensive master plan, as needing some additional attention. And so as part of that, the board was established in order to create a report to the town board to make a recommendation on whether there should be an enhanced exemption for either certain industries or certain parts of town. And so as a part of that board, several people were appointed. They were Peter Wayner, Carrie Ivers was the staff representation on the board, Fred Squiccerini, Al Kirstein, Therese Corrigan-Bastick, Bradley Huber, and Sandra Holloway. And so they do have a report to give us tonight, and I'm going to ask Carrie Ivers if you'd like to present the report to the board.
Thank you very much. The board members met back in June to review the new revised article and determine what the best approach for implementing that here in the town. A couple of key considerations in addressing in terms of whether or not we should be looking at specific geographic locations or business types. And at the conclusion of the meeting and discussion, it was determined that the exemption really should be available in any commercial or industrial property located in a zoning district where such business is permitted. And then it should not be limited to any particular business type, so it should be any type of industry or business enterprise that's legally operating in a zoning district that's relevant to that. The board also reviewed and thought about how often this might need to be revisited, and the board recommended that at a minimum that this be revisited every 5 years, but that it could be or should be revisited sooner if the town board warranted that.
Okay, great. Thanks, Carrie. And all the members of the town board have a copy of the report and plan that was submitted by the Industrial Commercial Incentive Board. I'd ask the town board to consider the plan, and we would consider that as a board at a future meeting. Okay. So thank you again, though, for all the board members who helped put this together and served on the committee and put a lot of thought into this. This really is, again, it was identified by the comprehensive plan that we did last year, but this really is a good step forward to identify how we can move our commercial corridors forward, how we can grow our tax base, and identify those opportunities. So I want to thank you all for participating in that. The next order of business is public input. I have one speaker signed up to speak, and that is Elaine Cole.
Thank you. It has been my pleasure to have presided over the Library Foundation during the kickoff of the library's capital campaign. The response to our appeal has been overwhelming. We have hundreds of donors, and today 3 more donors. So our donors are our residents, local businesses, community groups, and library lovers who don't even live here. Why do we need the funds that we've raised? We promised that the tax impact would be kept as low as possible by using private money wherever possible. And our gifts have ranged from $10 to checks in the 6 figures. Our feeling was that our patrons had so long endured ill-equipped and outdated buildings that they now deserve beyond the basics. They deserve the jewel in the crown of the Monroe County Library System. So tonight, I'm very pleased to announce just the first series of purchases that our donors have made possible. The foundation writes the check, but the gifts come from all of our donors. We have just purchased a $250,000, as I call it, technology bundle, for lack of a better description, that will enable our customers to use the computers, the iPads, the audio-visual equipment that's in that building. We purchased yesterday 2 scooters and walkers for our differently abled patrons. We are purchasing a state-of-the-art security system that will also enable our patrons to self-checkout and self-return circulating materials, which will free up staff time to serve our patrons. And more tools, more equipment is on the way for our maker space. Those who want to join this effort, really be an extra part of the library the community is building together, can contribute through the Irondequoit Library Foundation.com or write a check to the foundation at our new address at 1290 Tigers Avenue. The campaign doesn't close because the library opens. Our patrons have long wish lists, and our donors are going to fill every one of those.
Thank you, Elaine. Thank you. Was there anybody else who did not have a chance to sign up to speak, but would like an opportunity to address the board? Seeing none, before we move on, Elaine, I just want to say, I was going to say this in a little bit when we accept the gifts, but I just want to thank you on behalf of the board, the town, residents, the staff at the library, and everybody else. Thank you and the foundation for all the work that you guys have done to put into this building. We promised everybody this was going to be a state-of-the-art library. This wasn't just a repository for books. This was a place where people can come to learn, grow, explore. And because of the work of the foundation, the library board, the friends of the library, that's exactly what we have, and we're going to open in a few weeks. So thank you very much. I just want to say that. Couldn't do it without you.
The next item on the agenda is the financial report.
The 2015 financial results for the town as of July 31st. Total expenditures and encumbrances are $18,337,000, which equate to 56.5% of budget. That's below the 58.3% of the year that has elapsed. The actual expenditures of $16,578,000 equal 51% of budget. Added to that are encumbrances of $1,759,000, which account for the remaining 5.4% of the stated percentage. We maintain that the town's ongoing operations require us to continuously address our need for the appropriate level and sources of supplies, services, and commodities, so encumbering of expenses is part of our planning and accounting process. The amount of encumbrances reported here are typical and within reason. The general fund expenses are favorable at 54% of budget. That's lower than the percent of the year that has elapsed. Those expenses break down as follows. Actual expenditures, $9,595,000, and encumbrances, $750,000. Altogether, expenses in the highway funds are $4,046,000, 73.5% of budget. And then that's higher than the budgeted percent of the year that has elapsed. Contributing primarily to the high cost in Highway 4 are labor, benefits, and salt for the snow removal activity earlier this year. Actual and encumbered expenses for gas, fuel, asphalt, debt service, and equipment parts are prevalent in Highways 1 and 3. Expenses of the other major funds are below 58.3%. The library fund expenses of $1,142,000 equate to 57.8% of budget. Expenses in the sewer fund are 48.9% of budget, for a total of $1,934,000. Stormwater drainage is currently $233,000, 28.7% of budget. $12,841,000, or 67.8% of the general fund revenue has been received as of July 31st. 100% of tax revenue, $10,592,000, and $154,000 of pilot payments have been received to date. Pilot, payment in lieu of taxes. Currently, most of the other major revenue sources have not yet been realized. The $390,000 of sales tax shown on the report is 10.6% of budget and represents just 2 months of revenue. Mortgage tax is tracking according to budget. The $162,000 currently received is 24.9% of that budget, and it's for the first 3 months of the year. Recreation fees are 70.2% of budget, a total of $222,000. Other sources of revenue are tracking slightly higher than budget. The category other sources includes items such as property maintenance, safety inspection fees, and interest and penalties on tax collections. Regarding the entire town, 77.3% of revenue, or $24.9 million, has been received to date. Included is 100% of the town's real estate tax, which is $16.5 million. The library has received 95.7% of its budgeted revenue, for a total of $1,891,000. $4,811,000 is in for the highway funds, reflecting 87.6% of budget. And sewer has received 100% of revenue at $3.9 million. Actually, it has received 100.1% of revenue at $3.9 million. This concludes my financial report for July 2015.
Thanks, Annie. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, can I have a motion to approve the financial report? And a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
The approval of minutes, July 9, 2015, the workshop meeting.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
July 16, 2015, the regular town board meeting.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
And I abstain.
And there's one abstention. Motion carries.
July 30th, 2015, a special town board meeting.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
August 6, 2015, special town board meeting.
Can I have a motion? And a second.
Second.
Okay, any questions or comments from the board? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
I abstain.
And one abstention. Motion carries.
Items for board action, item 1, accepting gifts from the Arundequoit Public Library Foundation.
Have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Great, thank you. And this was spoke to during the public input session, but this is the a resolution accepting the gifts from our Public Library Foundation. There were, as they spoke to, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of gifts that were being donated for equipment and technology and other furnishings for the library. And again, our hats go off to the foundation, the president of the foundation, Elaine Cole, who helped lead this effort to bring in these donations, and to the community as a whole for donating to this effort. As Elaine had said, we made a promise that we would make every effort possible to bring in donations to offset the cost of the new building and the furnishings for inside the new building, and it wouldn't have been possible. It would not have been possible if it weren't for the hard work, dedication, and support of our foundation. Also to the Friends of the Library who is here tonight, and also our library board president is here as well, for all of their hard work. We are opening, we announced since the last town board meeting, the opening of the brand new library, which we're very excited about. The library will be open for business on September 9th, so mark your calendars, September 9th. And there will be a ribbon cutting and a grand opening celebration on Saturday, September 12th at 10 a.m. So I encourage everyone to come on down and check it out. We'll have some great fun activities that are being planned by the staff and the librarians there who've been working very hard to open this new building and going through all the materials and combining those collections and just doing a fantastic job. So, congratulations to everybody for getting this far. Again, September 9th and September 12th. Any other comments from the board? No. Seeing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2, calling for a public hearing on the matter of granting a special use permit to increase allowed seating at 1000 East Ridge Road, Georgetown Plaza, Popeyes, in a C business district.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second?
Great, thank you. This is, what the town board's acting on tonight is scheduling the public hearing for granting the special use permit. This is the location at Georgetown Plaza, the bank building that's been vacant in front for a new Popeyes. The public hearing is scheduled at the next town board meeting, September 17th at 7:35. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Item 3, authorizing an amendment to the 2015 operating budget to accept a grant from Genesee Transportation Council in the amount of $70,000 to develop an active transportation plan.
Can I have a motion? Motion by Lori, and a second? By Dave. I'm going to ask our Director of Development, Jeff McCann, to introduce the resolution.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This resolution will allow us to accept a grant of $70,000 from the Genesee Transportation Council in our efforts to develop an active transportation plan. We'll be joining a number of communities in Monroe County who have either recently done this or are in the process of doing so right now. Our goal is basically to identify measures and steps that we can take to make the town more pedestrian-friendly, more bicycle-friendly, and identify some options that will encourage people to get out and be more active and live a healthier lifestyle and provide a safer environment for them to do so.
Great. Thank you, Jeff. And I want to thank Carrie Ivers as well for your work on the application for this and steering it through, and Jeff for your leadership on this. This is a fantastic grant. Again, this is furthering the master plan that we passed last year. It speaks directly to the Complete Streets Initiative and providing access to pedestrians, bicyclists, other modes of transportation in town to make us a pedestrian-friendly community. So, any other questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 4, authorizing the supervisor to sign a contract for professional planning services associated with the development of Arundequoit's active transportation plan.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
All right. Jeff, if you can give another description of the resolution.
Yes, Mr. Supervisor, if I could take a moment just to describe the process that we underwent in terms of making our selection this evening. We were fortunate to have 7 firms respond to our RFP, and this was a little bit different in terms of not only did we follow town procurement policies, but we also followed Genesee Transportation Council procurement policies. We had 7 firms respond to the RFP. There were a number of national firms that had responded with that. What we did was we did phone interviews with every firm that responded. Those phone interviews ranged from half an hour to 45 minutes. And then what we did was we shortlisted it down to 2 firms. Both were very good firms, but in the end, the committee decided that Barton and Lejudas was the best firm to undertake our study. And I would just like to point out that we're joined this evening by Tom Robinson from Barton and LaJudas. So he is here tonight. But again, we're very pleased with the process and ended up with what we feel is a very good firm who will be able to help us with this effort.
Thanks, Jeff. And I want to piggyback on that with the RFP committee who went through all those interviews, hours and hours. It was a very labor-intensive process spanning a couple of days. We'll make sure, as always, we have nothing but the best and the brightest. But I want to thank our RFP selection committee who went through the process. Again, Jeff McCann, our department head, Laura Smith, Annie Seeley, Lori Barnum was our town board representative, and again, Carrie Ivers, who helped usher through this project and made sure we knew what we were talking about when we were interviewing everybody. But again, Tom Robinson, I'd just like to recognize Tom, who's here today, who's going to be working with us through this project. There's going to be plenty of opportunity for public input and collaboration with the community on this to identify areas where we can be more friendly and to pedestrians and non motorists, and we're going to kick this project off very soon. So thank you, guys. Any questions or comments from the board?
No, just to say that it was a really excellent process, and Carrie Ivers did a great job in leading us through it. Very professional, and I feel really good about the decision, and happy to welcome the firm Barton and LaJudas. LaJudas, I just wanted to make sure I said that right. But one of the most important parts of, I think, this proposal is that they brought a great effort towards, and I think everyone will enjoy, the public engagement part of it. Mm-hmm. Many different ways of public engagement to find out what the community is looking for, and that will really guide the process. So just wanted to make everyone say that. Yeah.
Thanks, Lori. Any other questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 5, rejecting all bids received for the construction of a new cabin at Camp Eastman.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
All right. I'll speak to this. The town went out as part of our CIP program this year. We're looking for the construction of a new cabin at Camp Eastman. We went out with a proposal for a prototype cabin. The bids that came back after review by the town staff, it didn't, in our judgment, was not, and I think in the judgment of the board, is not in the best interest of the town to accept those particular bids. So we're going back with the town engineer and with LaBella to look at the plans again and go back out to bid at some point in the very near future in the coming weeks. So I'd ask the town board to consider rejecting these bids. Any other questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 6, authorizing the acceptance of a monetary gift from Arundequoit Rotary to build a shelter at Camp Eastman.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second? Great, thank you. And this is another exciting resolution for us to have before us. We are blessed with just a caring community who wants to donate things to the town and make this a better place. And what better thing to fit perfectly into the improvements that the town's been making in our various parks is when the Arundequoit Rotary came forward and asked, how can we help and how can we make the parks better? And so the Arundequoit Rotary is graciously donating a gift to help purchase and build a shelter at Camp Eastman that's going to be located right by the playground and spray park that the town is just renovating. And we have several members, obviously, from the Rotary who are here tonight, including Dick Butler, Terry Bastick, and everybody who helped do this. And so I would actually like to ask you guys just to stand up and be recognized for this contribution to the town and also for everything that the Arundequoit Rotary does for our community. So thank you. This is a fantastic addition to Camp Eastman. I know as the parent of 2 small kids who use those facilities on those hot, sunny days, it's going to be great to have something there you can sit under, so it's fantastic. Any other questions or comments from the board? No? Bob?
Just for everyone out in TV land to understand exactly what these funds are going to be used for. This is actually going to be purchasing a 12 by 18 pavilion that would be located just north of the spray park. So we're very excited about this addition.
It's going to be fantastic. And thank you, Bob, for your work on this. And with that, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks again.
Item number 7, rejecting all bids received for the 2015 or newer municipal parks tractor.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second? Commissioner Meredith, do you want to speak to this, or Bob?
Yes, sir, I'll speak to this. We seek to actually reject all of the bids for the sidewalk plow that we have submitted. The town, of course, has that right pursuant to Section 16.1 of the town code. Therefore, we will reject these bids, and we will seek to rebid this for sidewalk plows here in the next coming weeks.
Great. Thank you, Bob. And we'll have that done before the snow season, so we'll have some new...
Yes, sir, absolutely.
All right. Very good. Any questions or comments from the board? And we think we may actually have a better solution for this, for the winter season, so we'll get to that when we can get out back to bed. So,
Don't tempt Mother Nature by pretending.
I know. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 8, adopt a resolution in connection with the State Environmental Quality Review Act regarding the Arundecoit Relief Program.
Can I have a motion?
Move.
And a second?
Second.
All right. I'm going to ask our Planning and Zoning Administrator, Carrie Ivers, to present the State Environmental Review.
Thank you. Upon further review, we determined that this was likely an unlisted action and required environmental review. The program is going to be including the addition grant to purchase and plant additional street trees, somewhere on the order of 150 street trees. There are no negative environmental impacts associated with this action. In fact, it's all positive. The program is going to help reduce stormwater runoff. It'll provide additional shade and improve the aesthetic and community character of the town with the addition of more street trees in the right-of-way. And so for that reason, we're determining a negative declaration, and then seeker is closed.
Great. Thanks, Carrie. Any questions or comments from the board? Great. Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 9, authorizing an amendment to the 2015 operating budget to accept a grant from USDA Forest Service in the amount of $87,560 for Arundecoit Street Tree Program.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. I'd like to call on Bob Kiley to talk about this resolution and this grant program.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. As Carrie just ran through the seeker, this resolution would actually increase the budget line within the Department of Public Works in the amount of $87,560. Those funds would be used to purchase street trees that would be planted. At least 150 is the goal. Carrie, I think, ran through a lot of the benefits environmentally, but moreover, it's really our community character, our street-lined trees, tree-lined streets that this town is known for. And that's currently why, the Department of Public Works, in really collaboration with the Town Conservation Board, is inventorying a lot of our street trees, trying to find out the locations where gaps are, where there aren't a lot of street trees, and then grant funds like these would be used to plant street trees in those areas where there are no street trees present. So this is really a significant injection with the funds for the purchase and acquisition of more street trees in town. So we're very excited to get planting.
Great. Thanks, Bob. And again, I want to echo my thanks to you, Bob, also Kimmy Romeo, and the Conservation Board for their work on this, and for Carrie Ivers and for your leadership on this grant program as well. This is a lot of grant opportunities that has come to the Rondequoit in the last couple of months. Again, in furtherance of the master plan that we passed last year, which speaks to our street trees, which have both a character quality to our neighborhoods of our which we're known for, our tree-lined streets, but also the environmental impact of avoiding the water runoff and the pollution that causes in our waterways. We're fortunate to be surrounded by 3 bodies of water on every side, and part of the goal of the street tree program is to cut down on the storm water that drains into those bodies of water and pick up debris and pollution along the way. So this is a great thing, and I also should recognize as part of this too, as part of the street tree inventory program, which we announced at a previous town board meeting. The Conservation Board is leading this effort to inventory our street trees. I think it's going very well. I saw a sample of that on the GIS system that we have. I could see what types of trees we have and where they are in town. But the Winona Woods Neighborhood Association has really taken an active role in doing this in their neighborhood, particularly there, and have been doing a great job in piloting this program for us.
Yeah, absolutely. The Winona Woods Neighborhood Association was one of the first neighborhood associations, first community group to come to us with their work in inventorying where their street trees are located, what types are there. That of course helps us in the department to figure out how big these trees are. Are they nearing the end of their life cycle? Should we start to go out there a little more frequently to maintain those trees? And then replant as needed. So once we can actually put this on a map, it allows it really to kind of show exactly where all these, over 14,000 street trees are located.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks. Any other questions or comments from the board?
I just commend you and the staff for going after these grants. Wonderful.
That's great.
Really great.
All right, with that, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 10, authorizing the supervisor to enter into agreements with vendors for fall recreational programs.
Move.
Is there a second? Great, thanks. And again, this is what we do periodically to enter an agreement for our recreation programs. We have various programs. We just came off an enormously successful summer recreation program. With record attendance, record usage by our residents, had some great feedback on that. The fall activity guide is out. You can get it at various locations. It's also been, I think it's at the town hall here. You can get it online. You can register for the activities online as well. These programs were before the town board at the workshop session, and we need to enter in contracts with those vendors in order to have these great programs in the coming months. Any questions or comments from the board? You have a list of all the programs, vendors, and fees in front of you. Okay. With no questions, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 11, authorizing the appropriation of unassigned fund balance from the general fund for the purchase of 4 police cars.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second? Second. Thanks, Dave. And like I said, this is to purchase police cars for the police department. This is something you have to do periodically. Fortunately, we're in a financial position to be able to do this to maintain and keep ahead of an aging fleet, so that those men and women that we swore in earlier today can continue to protect us and do a great job on the streets. So, with that, any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 12, authorizing the permanent appointment of a constituent services coordinator.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. Sarah Culp is our constituent services coordinator. She's actually been with the town for quite some time, but per civil service procedure, she was able to take, she was a provisional appointment, took a test, passed the test as reachable, so we can make her a permanent appointment. She is obviously central to the iHelp initiative that we have at Town Hall, where we now have a central intake of constituent, really community concerns, questions that come in, so we make sure the appropriate departments are notified and that we have the appropriate service directed at residents who call Town Hall. So I think it's been going very well so far. So any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 13, authorizing the hiring of a booking clerk in the police department.
Can I have a motion?
Move.
And a second.
Second.
Chief, would you like to introduce the resolution?
Sure. This is to fill a vacancy that has been open since approximately the 1st of February. It's a much-needed position that will be assigned to the 3rd Platoon, which will assist in the processing of paperwork and arrests associated with our department and will operate from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. We are highly recommending to the board Trevor Jones, who served with us as an intern. He has been honorably discharged from the United States Army, previously deployed to Afghanistan, and is a town resident. He has attended Monroe Community College with plans on pursuing his studies at the State University of New York at Brockport. He's done an exceptional job for us and comes highly recommended by his coworkers and supervisors for this position.
Great, thanks, Chief. Is there any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And Trevor is here. Just ask you to stand and be recognized. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. All right.
Item number 14, authorizing the hiring of a light laborer.
Can I have a motion? And a second.
Second.
And can I ask for department heads for a brief description of the resolution? Patrick?
Sure. This is for filling the position of light laborer within the white collar unit. I'm pleased to present the name of Stephen Fluke for this position. He has been working for approximately 3 years, cleaning primarily the town hall and the public safety building. He's also performed many other maintenance activities such as painting, putting in new carpeting in the public safety building. This position is filling a vacancy due to a retirement, and we went out and we posted the position, interviewed a number of individuals. We felt Steve is the best person for this position at this time, and he's very just familiar with everything that goes on around here.
Great. Thanks, Patrick. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 15, declaring old computers and related equipment to be surplus property and authorizing their disposal.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
The board has the list on the back of the resolution. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 16, approving police-related courses.
Can I have a motion? And a second?
Second.
This is for continuing education courses for one of our police officers, right, Chief?
That is correct, in accordance with the collective bargaining agreement. This is for Sergeant Ballasty, who does an exceptional job for us, and certainly view this as a professional development opportunity.
Fantastic, thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 17, approving the special event license for the National Multiple Sclerosis Society Upstate New York Chapter's Bike MS Rock the Ride cycling event.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Great, thank you. And it looks like this is the event take place on September 12th, and will be coming through the town of Arundequoit. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Before I make another motion, I just have a couple quick announcements. Like I said earlier, the new library is opening very, very soon in the next couple of weeks. So the library opens September 9th, regular business hours, and then on Saturday, September 12th is at 10 a.m. is the ribbon cutting and a celebration of the new library. For those of you who have materials that are on hold, that you are notified they're coming, you'll be notified. You can actually pick them right up here at Town Hall. And so those instructions will be given to you when you're notified that your materials are in. So there is still a function while the branches are closed and moving. The next workshop meeting is September 10th at 4 o'clock, and the regular town board meeting September 17th at 7. Before I ask for a motion to adjourn, I'm actually going to ask for a motion pursuant to Public Officers Law, Section 105. I'm going to move to enter into executive session to discuss matters leading to the appointment of a particular person. Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I'll just ask the board, our council, the chief, and Mr. McCann to meet us in the other conference room here. Thanks.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Arundicoid.
motion to reconvene the board meeting?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. We have one more agenda item that we had spoke about. Actually, Barbara, do you want to introduce the agenda item, and then I'll talk about it?
Adopt a resolution authorizing the hiring of a police officer in the police department.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. We spoke about this resolution at the workshop. It was on the agenda there, but we weren't prepared to move forward quite yet because the background check had still been incomplete and wasn't finished yet. But the town board just met in executive session, discussed the background check, which is completed, and we're very happy to be able to act on this resolution tonight for a very highly sought-after candidate for the police department. So, Chief, I'd like you to give a talk about our new police officer.
Absolutely. Just for the record, in regards to the background investigation, the incomplete part was as a result of a vendor from Monroe County Civil Service providing us with the proper documentation so that we could move forward with that. Our candidate that we're proposing for tonight's consideration for the board is Joshua Greenfield. He is a graduate of Irondequoit High School, a graduate of Mars Hill College, and has a bachelor's degree in social work. He had previously served with the Irondequoit Police Department as a booking clerk and is currently a recruit police officer. He has an exceptional background. He is interned with a number of law enforcement agencies. He's been well respected by his coworkers both here at the Irondequoit Police Department and at his other places of employment. He is highly qualified and certainly a sought-after candidate, and we're looking forward to him joining the Irondequoit Police Department.
Thanks, Chief. Any questions or comments from the board?
Chief, I just want to commend you on, and I know it's not an official policy, but your commitment to candidates in town, and I think that's important, and we'll do well to make sure we continue to have a good police department.
Great. Thanks. Okay, with that, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Enjoyed this presentation of the Irondequoit Town Board on ICAT 12, Irondequoit's government access channel.